Hey everyone, and welcome to my chaotic mess. If you're new here, my name is Melissa. I really should be using my ring light tripod because the lighting is really crap right now. But anyway, this is the Q&A. I have been promising you guys, if you are watching this video and you're like, what do you mean? Check out my community tabs. I always post there if I'm going to be doing a Q&A. So that being said, that way you'll know for the next one. Also, if you have any more questions after this one, feel free to leave them in the comments below. If I get enough, I'll do another Q&A after the holidays. So that being said, let's start. I had to write all the questions down because my printer ran out of ink and I refused to buy more ink. I'm going to get a new printer because, well, that one was free, first of all, and I know nothing wrong with that, but I would like to get the new printer where you can just fill the ink slots rather than having to buy ink cartridges all the freaking time. And I thought I had more ink, but I looked in all my desk drawers and I can't seem to find them, so I don't know. Actually, I think it might be in the old desk. Now that I'm thinking of it, now that I've already written down all these questions, I think I know where the ink is. Anyway, let's start. I'm going to be going back. Sorry, I'm still a little sick. I'm going to be going back and forth, like not question wise, but like I'm going to be stopping it, answering the question, kind of, you know what I mean? So just bear with me. This is the first technical Q&A I've done since starting back my channel. If that makes any sense. Anyway, first questions come from LE4977. Her first question is, will you do a Christmas haul and favorite decorations you own? Yes. Give me just a moment here. I'm going to get up and walk you around. I'm going to show you all of the new stuff I bought this year, which isn't a lot. And then I'll show you, I don't really have a lot of favorite, like I love everything I own. So I'll show you some things more up close. How about that? Because I don't want to say I have favorites because, like I said, I love everything. Everything has some sort of significance to either me or my husband or both. And so I'll just pick a few items and show you more up close some of those items. So let's go do that. All right. So like I said, I already showed you guys the new ornaments I got in the Christmas Decorate With Me. So if you want to see the ornaments I got, go watch that. I did get this. I don't remember if I showed you or not in that video, but it kind of just, there's no music that I've found so far. Maybe if you plug it in, it plays music. I don't know. There is a speaker on it, but there's no music. But I don't really need it to play music. I just thought it was going to be cute for the village next year. But I got this at the Christmas place as well. We're going to get a plug for it. But some of my favorites, I mean, everything's my favorite. Everything has a story. This is one of my favorites. But it's kind of an all year thing because I just changed the hat out on the little dude all year. Let me show you a few ornaments that, this one, it's for our two precious babies in heaven, Hellion and Tygo. Hellion was our cat and Tygo was our dog. They passed away separate years, but we had the ornament made at the same time. But yeah, my dad had these ornaments made for us. This one for my mom, Mischief. There's a lot that's even not out because I didn't put all the trays out. This is the wedding ornament Justin's mom bought us. I have a lot in the penguin for the Arctic tree, sorry, that I didn't get out. That's kind of sentimental. I do have all my, because I do have an army ornament, and then over here I have an army guy. These were my dad's. He's still alive, but we had bought them for him. Well, he had moved to Florida, and then he just recently moved back to Indiana, so I'm keeping them because, I mean, unless he specifically asks for them, I'm just going to keep them because inevitably they will end up with me regardless. I know that sounds a little harsh to say, but that's the butter ornament. And there's, my brother bought that for everyone. He bought one for everyone. There's a story behind it. I'm not going to go into it. It's just an inside family thing. Of course, we're very patriotic in this family. Military brat here, so I always tell people you should love your country. That doesn't mean you have to be happy with who's running it. So for everyone out there that wants to argue about politics, that's my answer for you guys. That's it. I love everything. So there's just not one thing I can pinpoint for you guys. So ignore my floors, they're dirty, like normal. And then there's the most precious gift this year, Mischief. He seems to be doing really good. We'll talk about him later in the video, so stay tuned for that. Melissa from the future, cutting in real quick. I owe you a better answer to this question, and I will give it to you when I get back from my trip. Hopefully I'm feeling better then. I look like crap right now. I've been trying to go to sleep, and I cannot breathe when it's just a thing. So, and I have to wake up early tomorrow because I have to go to the airport. So that's yay. Anyway, so I will give you a better answer when I get back, I promise. I didn't realize I rushed that answer so much. All right, we're back. So next question that she asks is, how long have you been married? Seems so peaceful in your vlogs. We've been married for 9 years, and we've been together for 11. So it may seem peaceful. It is peaceful. We're a pretty peaceful couple. We don't really fight a lot, and we're pretty peaceful people. But my husband works a lot, so I'm usually here by myself, so maybe that's why it seems so peaceful. Plus, sometimes I record my angry moments. If you go back, and they're never with my husband, if that makes any sense. Most of it is with the traffic outside and Sturge. I love Stitch to death, but sometimes he's just not a good listener. So, but I love him. Anyway, the next question you ask is, do you go to Disney often? No. When we moved back at the beginning of 2020, this was pre-pandemic. So we moved back in January of 2020, and we were all set. We were going to get jobs, get annual passes to Disney, because when we moved back, we did move to Orlando. We moved in with my husband's mom, and we lived in Orlando. And then, you know, of course the pandemic happened, and well, Disney got rid of their annual passes after that for the longest time, and they just recently got them back, I think at the beginning of 2023 or the end of 2023, I can't remember, but they just got their annual passes completely back around then. And so we lived, when the annual passes came back, we had already moved down here to Port Charlotte, and Port Charlotte is like 3 hours away. So I don't want to invest in a Disney pass when I'm only going to be able to go a couple times a year. To make the pass worth it, you need to go at least 8 times a year to like make it even. So if you take like the normal ticket price and then multiply that, or like, okay, take the annual price minus the daily ticket price, and that'll tell you how many times you need to go per year based off of what package you were going to get. And for the package we were going to do, it was going to be, we would have to go 8 times a year, and I could probably make it work, but at the same time probably not, because we don't want to have to like wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning just to drive up there, and then you know, be back at like 2 or 3 in the morning for after we close out the park, you know what I mean? So we just haven't done that yet. If we move closer to Disney one day, like maybe to Tampa or somewhere around that area, if we ever get closer, then we might consider getting the annual passes. I would really love it. I would so go by myself. I'm not even kidding you. I don't like going many places by myself, but I would go to Disney by myself. I really would. And I think it would be good for me as well, because it's something enjoyable. But like right now, I would definitely have to rent a motor scooter because I can barely do the grocery stores anymore. We went to, I know this is off topic, we went to Walmart the other day, and I about died, and we didn't really do any extra shopping. When I say that, I mean we pretty much did our list and left. There was a couple of offsets we did because we remembered we needed to get something. But you know, and then Walmart never has motor carts when we go. Especially if you go on the weekends. Getting a motor cart, you're lucky if you get a motor cart. But yeah, so it's getting harder for me to do a lot of walking. I try to get as much walking in as I possibly can, but it's very, very painful. And so I'm just doing my best over here, okay? Next question that she asked is moving to Florida a good idea? We have been thinking about it. Okay, here is what, and I'm going to be honest with you, because when we moved back to Florida, like I said, it was pre-pandemic, and it was already pretty busy, you know what I'm saying? Once the pandemic hit, I feel like Florida just got bombarded with people, and prices have skyrocketed. There's really no affordable place to live in Florida. I actually did, okay, this is going to sound stupid because I have no plans to ever live in California, but California and New York are one of the most expensive places to live. We are not anywhere near New York pricing yet, but we're pretty comparable to California at this point as far as housing goes. Our gas is still cheaper. I think our groceries may be comparable, but like living, I don't know your budget, and that's between you and your future spouse. But like for us, we are considered upper middle class, but like the housing situation that we can afford, like actually afford, this is where it gets weird because there are income housing, for lower income housing that's as high as what we pay in rent. So, and I'll just tell you, we pay $1,975 a month in rent. And there are some low income housing places where that's like the cap. But if you look at the pay thing, like for the national pay, whatever, we're considered like upper middle class based on annual income. So I don't know how that works, but like it's weird. But we don't live in income housing, by the way. We rent from an individual owner and all that other fun jazz. I just don't get that maybe they put that there so they can still bring in people that aren't low income. So maybe they have to set the cap higher in order to do that, but still be considered low income. I don't know how low income housing works because I know the one place in Indiana, they had an annual cap at like right above lower middle class, like literally, like there was no, you were like a poverty to lower middle class, and that's about it. It wouldn't go higher. And a lot of people that lived there did get free rent or rent for $25 a month, and I think the highest a person ever paid there was maybe $500 a month. So I don't know where I got off on that. Oh, we were talking about Florida. So you had to figure out how much you can really afford, and because you don't want to live above your means, right? You don't want to be sitting here down here in Florida struggling just because you want to be in the excruciating hot heat. Right now we're having a cold front, which is very shocking for this time of year. It's been in the 40s and 50s at night, 60s and 70s during the day, which is very rare. I will let you know that it's very rare for this time of year. Usually we don't get our cold front until January. We get January, February, and sometimes March is our cooler months. And then it goes right back up to the 80s, 90s, 100s. So I thought I would for sure enjoy the weather down here, but I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I miss seasons, and that is one reason I would consider moving further north, but I don't want to move back to Indiana before anyone in my family gets any ideas. But I don't think we'll ever do that because my husband makes really good money down here. And so I'm just saying that if you don't like the hot, excruciating heat, I would not move down here. If you don't like super crowded places, I wouldn't move down here. We are so crowded down here. It's especially if you live in a place of snowbirds, which is almost all of Florida. From October to March or April, depending on where they live in the world, the traffic like doubles during this time of year. And you would think that it would be during tourist season, but no, snowbird season is worse than tourist season. So just keep that in mind as well, because you do have people that only live down here half of the year, and so the half of the year that they're here, the traffic is just so much worse. I can't tell you if it's a good idea or not. Like, if I could do it all over again, I probably would not have moved down here. But that's just because I know what I know now. Obviously, we can't go back. So I hope that answered your question. I know, like, I kind of just gave my opinion on things, but like, it also depends on where you're thinking of moving. Don't move to Jacksonville. I hated that place. Again, it's all gonna be preference. Like, I personally hated Jacksonville, but I have a friend who used to live in Jacksonville and she loved it. So I don't know. I think it's based off of personal preference, but I can just tell you, like, my views on things. Okay. All right, so the next question she asks is, I'm getting married soon. Any tips on wedding do's and don'ts that you liked or maybe regretted from your wedding day? So I had a very intimate wedding. So I want to preference that before I really talk about do's and don'ts of my own personal opinion. My guest list, I think I invited maybe 50 people and like 30 RSVP'd and showed up. So, no, 30 RSVP'd, 25 showed up. So keep that in mind, okay? You have to, I don't know what your wedding party guest list, I don't know all that. We had a very intimate wedding. We wanted a small wedding. Both of us don't have a lot of friends. Most of my friends live in Georgia. One of my friends from Georgia did come up for my wedding, and then Crystal lived in Indiana at the time, and she came to my wedding along with her niece Brittany and her mom. So I had a very small wedding. I did not have bridesmaids or groomsmen. I did have a junior bridesmaid, which was my niece, and then I had a ring bearer, and I had a banner boy or page boy, whatever they're called, that it was my nephew. He held a sign that says, "Here comes the bride." So you gotta try to figure out how you want your wedding party to look as well. Do's, have fun. Don't stress. That's my biggest thing, is I tried not to stress. In fact, I did not stress until the day before the wedding. And here's why. Do me a favor. If you do one thing for your wedding, hire a photographer that is experienced and prominent and, has good reputation. I was trying to be nice to a friend an internet friend that lived in Ohio, and they're trying to start their photography business, and apparently, supposedly, I'm saying supposedly because I kind of don't believe them of the situation. I know they were in a bad marriage at the time, which is why I think they lied about the situation, but apparently they got sick and was hospitalized, and I had no photographer for my wedding at all. Luckily, I had a lot of people that came that had really nice cameras and took pictures for me, and that was great, because that was one of the things I was stressed out about, was photography, after my photographer canceled the day before the wedding. So make sure you get a good photographer, that if you want a photographer. The other thing is DJs. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, there will be sites that have all sorts of wedding DJs. Don't look at those. If you want a DJ instead of a band, just look at normal sites that, but don't put in wedding, just put in DJ. And a lot of the party DJs will do weddings for half of the cost of a wedding DJ. The wedding DJs double their prices for weddings. I don't know why. It's less work for them because a lot of weddings, they all they do is play a playlist. They don't even have to talk. They don't have to, you know, like at a party where they MC a bunch of crap, they don't even have to do that at the wedding. So look into normal DJs, not specifically wedding DJs. That's one of the things my aunt recommended to DJ from a party she had gone to, and I emailed him up and said, hey, my aunt went to a party that you were at and said you were a really good DJ, and I'm just curious if you did weddings. And he wrote back and said, I've done a few, but it's not really what I do, but you know, I'd be willing to do it. And if I have availability, I gave him dates, he was open, yada, yada, yada. He was like very affordable. So definitely look for some, because DJ, I'm trying to think of how to say this without sounding rude. Most DJs, even the ones that aren't wedding DJs, are they're all the same as far as being able to play music, right? So why do you want to spend almost $1,000 on someone that's just going to sit there and play a playlist for you for however long your wedding is, when you can find one for a couple $100s that will do the same exact thing? Yeah. Let's see. Make sure if you have a photographer, a DJ, your officiant, offer them to stay for the reception. Make sure you have enough food to feed them. They're doing a service for you, feed them. Or at least offer for them to have food. We had a buffet, so we didn't have like a sit down sort of situation. We did a buffet style. So, and we did barbecue. My dad cooked all of the food, so we didn't have it catered. So that's another thing you would have to consider, is if you're going to have your wedding catered or not. Some venues, like I looked at a couple venues that required that you use their catering, and you know, their venue was already thousands of dollars, and then on top of that the catering was going to be another thousands of dollars. And so for me, for my wedding party, it just made more sense to us. Plus my husband really wanted barbecue, and he didn't get much say in a lot of the wedding things. Neither did I, for that matter, but that's a different story. But yeah, barbecue was one of the things that I insisted on, because that's what my husband wanted. And then so my dad made all the food. We didn't offer a bunch of different drinks. We had water, lemonade, and tea. That's what we offered for drinks. Because I know some people offer well, we rented the place we rented. Okay, so a little backstory. The place I had my wedding used to be one of my grandfather's restaurants. It was Forest Park Inn, and it's still called the Forest Park Inn, but now it's a venue. So you can rent it out for parties and stuff like that. So we rented it out for the wedding, and I decided to do it there, for one, because they didn't require catering and stuff, and for two, it had personal significance to the family. Like I didn't ever know my grandpa when he worked there or owned it, you know what I'm saying? But like, I heard the stories. I heard my mom talking about how she had to work there every weekend and blah blah blah. So it had some significance behind it. Um, so you definitely want to pick a venue that speaks to you. You don't want to go over budget for sure. I didn't know what the budget was. Let me just put that out there. I did not know what the budget was. My dad told me to stay as cheap as possible, but every idea I put out, my mom was like, no, let's do this instead. No, so it wasn't my wedding, it was my mom's wedding. Like, I don't even know how much my dress cost, to be honest with you. The one I picked, I could not find a price on. Well, I didn't pick it. My sister-in-law found it, and I really liked it, but it wasn't in the clearance section. And I was trying to be cheap, because I hear my dad over here going, try to be cheap as possible, blah, blah, blah. We don't want to spend, lots of money, he doesn't mean it like be, I don't know, but so I don't know how much my dress cost. I don't know how much anything cost. I was a little disappointed in my dress search. If you're a bigger person, because I don't know you personally, but if you're a bigger person, I will tell you that finding a wedding dress is going to be one of the banes of your existence. Like, definitely. Okay, I looked up plus size wedding dress shops, right? The only thing that ever popped up for me when I was searching for plus size wedding dress shops was David's Bridal. And so I was like, well, I guess that's my only choice, right? So we went to David's Bridal. After I bought my dress, we literally already paid for everything. There are no refunds, nothing, right? We were leaving the parking lot right across the street. Big sign. I don't know how I didn't see it before. Big sign. Plus size bridal shop. You couldn't be on Google? Why? Anyway, so David's Bridal. Okay, first, let me tell you. You know how you watch Say Yes to the Dress? You think you're going to get like this magical moment of people helping you dress and blah, blah, blah. No, I didn't get any of that. We literally walked around, found a couple of dresses. I tried them on the best I could myself. No one helped. Well, I had my sister-in-law, mom, and niece there, so they helped, but no one really helped me. And it was just a very disappointing bridal situation. Like, I was expecting more, you know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds selfish or snobby or whatever, but like, you see all these things on like Say Yes to Dress. Even some people on YouTube that's gone to David's Bridal, they've gotten better service than I did. And in fact, one of the people that was there that came in after me was getting all this help from a couple of ladies, and she was this tall, skinny, pretty girl. And I'm like, in my head, I'm sitting there going, it's because I'm a big girl, they don't want to help me. So, and that's sadly how things are. Because they know they don't have a big selection for plus size, and a lot of, if you want a dress but in your size, you just gotta hope it looks good on you if they don't have it in stock, because there's no way for you to try it on, and they won't order it unless you buy it, and if you buy it, you can't return it. So needless to say, I don't recommend David's Bridal. So if you're a big girl, if you're skinny, you can pretty much go wherever you want. But I did find a dress that I did love. I did love the dress, and I'm glad I ended up going with the dress I did go with, because I originally wanted sleeves because we got married in October, and usually it's pretty chilly in October, but that year it was pretty warm on my wedding day, and the leaves haven't changed yet. I was just a little disappointed in the weather. It looked more like a summer wedding than a fall wedding, but that's okay. What else? What else? What else? We made my sister-in-law made my wedding cake, and we made cupcakes. So I had a two-layer cake, and then we made cupcakes, because cupcakes we could do all different flavors, and it was more of a variety. And then the cake was just one flavor. I think it was vanilla. And then that way everyone would have something that they liked, right? So that's what we did for our cake. I'm trying to think of something else that I can suggest to you. Just have fun. I mean, all this stuff could go wrong, but at the end of the day, you just have to have fun, you know? Like, I originally wanted to do a lantern release, but then we had our wedding at a park and they didn't allow that, so we did the glow stick lights. And then half of my 25 people had left before the wedding was even over, so I didn't have a big send-off party, and that's fine. But yeah, that was my wedding. So I'll try to put some pictures in along where I'm talking, so if you see pictures, then you'll know I did that or whatever. So anyway, all right, so our next questions come from JR, my next 50 years 41. Their first question, actually I'm gonna do theirs a little bit out of order, because if I do the first question first, it will answer the second question. So I'll do the second question and then the first question. How about that? So the first question I'm going to read is, do you have any siblings? Yes. I have an older brother and a younger brother. So I'm a middle child, which is funny because my husband is also a middle child with an older brother and a younger brother. And I need to think back and see if the years apart are the same. I don't think they are. I think him and his older brother are closer together than me and my older brother. But anyway, so then going on to your next question, do you have any childhood photos of you, and then in parentheses, and your husband during your favorite holidays, at favorite vacation destinations, any special occasions? I do, and I will show you a bunch of pictures. Let's go. All right, let's start with yearbooks. Now, my 6th grade, hold on, no, 7th grade yearbook, I blacked my photo out, so I'm not gonna be able to show you that. But here I am in 8th grade. Let me see if I can zoom. Yep, so that's 8th grade. Now let's go to 9th grade. And I gotta find myself again. Oh, I found myself. Here I am. So, and you're probably going to notice like circles and dots. Funny thing about that. All right, so funny thing about the circles and dots is that the dots are the people that I were friends with when I left. The circles are the people that were not always the nicest. Now in Georgia, these are from Georgia, by the way, I didn't feel bullied except for by one person, which in this book is circled a bunch and has "I hate you" by it, because he is my enemy for life. Even to this day, like, this dude made my life hell. The only person, by the way, that made my life hell. And, well, needless to say, he's on the enemy list for life. Anyway, before we get into the albums, I'm going to show some loose photos that I found that probably should be in an album, but I haven't put them in an album yet. And we're not going to go in any really order, but I do want to show this class photo from when I lived in Germany. Should we go back the other way? Here I am. I'm going to turn you guys back around so I can zoom in and stuff like that, because I can't zoom on the front camera. So hold on. All right, so, oops, I need to move the photo, not, there I am, this is me, and then this girl sitting right next to me, her name is also Melissa, and then, zoom out, scooch over, this little boy here was my boyfriend in kindergarten. Well, I think this is first grade. Yeah, well, he was my boyfriend in kindergarten too, so yeah, we had boyfriends back then. He's the first boy I ever kissed, actually. So if you're watching, just know I remember. Anyway, this next photo, I'm going to zoom back out. You guys will have seen on the wall in my house. I took the big one when my mom passed away because no one else wanted it. So, but that's a photo of the family before my younger brother was born. And I think I was like 2 in this photo. Hold on, let me look. 21 months, so almost 2. So that would have been right before we moved to Germany. I don't know why I had this photo out, but that's our dog Boots. He got hit by a car and died. Anyway, this is me and my younger brother not long after he was brought home from the hospital. He was premature, so he was in the hospital for a while, I think like a month. So sorry, this is not gonna stay where I want it to stay. I need to get a new tripod. So, yep, that's me and my younger brother. I don't know how old I was here. Oh, 18. Apparently I was 18. Something got on the photo anyway, I loved that shirt. We went and got photos done for my mom for, I think it was Mother's Day or something like that. So, this is me and my mom on my 15th birthday. We had my birthday at a park. That was also the first time I ever went blonde. This is me right there, my Uncle Troy and my older brother. This is me and my older brother when, I think it's Helen, Georgia, I can't remember. I think it's Helen, Georgia. It's like a little German town in Georgia. My mom took us there for a trip one year. All right, so this is me. And this little baby is my niece, so you can see how happy I was that she was born. She was the joy, she is the joy of my life. So, if you didn't know, I used to tap dance. This is one of the photos I had from tap. So, the only one I could find, really. I know I have some somewhere. I have more photos somewhere. It's just I had packed all the photos up for the hurricane and I never got them back out. So I had to dig for these. This is the first and only year I did baton. And right before a recital, I broke my arm. So I really couldn't even do the recital. So I did it, but I couldn't do everything. This is me, and it's not labeled. I think this is first grade or kindergarten school photos. That's how cool our school photos were back in Germany. When you moved to the States, they got stupid. Anyway, this one might be in here twice, I don't know, but this is my dad, me, and my younger brother. That's my first Easter. This is my first time ever holding my little baby brother. This is a family vacation we took to Savannah, Georgia. Look how tan I was. I can't tan that way anymore. I don't know why. My skin just died, I guess. I don't know. This is me and I didn't label it. I think this was 6th grade. It was either 5th, 6th, or 7th grade because it was middle school. I'm pretty sure. It might have been elementary school, actually. No, so 5th grade would be elementary school. So it might have been 5th grade, actually. Anyway, we went to Rock City. If you don't know what Rock City is, it's in Tennessee, technically. And it's just this place at the top of the mountain. There's a spot where you can see like 4 states or something like that. I don't remember, but yeah. This is me as a baby, and this is my cousin Leanna. And I don't know what we were doing. I just thought it was a cute picture. So this is me and my cousin Leanna. I think this was at my first Christmas. Okay, so I did this is the same photo, except you can't really see my dad now. And anyway, so that's my first Easter. This is just a picture of me as a baby, like a new baby. Cute. This is the end of freshman year and some of my friends. This is me at Christmas, and this would have been back in Indiana, but it would have had, this has to be when I'm like either 7 or 8, but it looks younger. So I don't know. When's it labeled? No, it says 87. So we must have went back to the States for Christmas one year, because we moved to Germany when I was 2, and we moved back right before I turned 7. So anyway, those are the loose pictures. Let me get this straightened up and we'll start with albums. All right, we're gonna go through these as fast as I can. This was the 90s, as you can tell by the windbreaker. I don't know why I was laying on the floor, to be honest with you, but we're gonna go through these as fast as I can. This was, again, the 90s. That might have been, you know, that was the early 90s. So these are just some photos. I'm just quickly going through them. I can't zoom out anymore. Let me see if I can raise you up where you can see all the picture. I think you can see them. Anyway, I'll stop at any particular ones. As you know, I was a dancer, so that's that. These photos down here, this had to have been 97, because I remember we did this not long after The Craft came out, and I'm pretty sure The Craft came out in 97, but we did like little photo shoot of us like holding a candle in a mirror and stuff like that. We were trying to be all like mysterious and crap like that. Anyway, my friend would kill me for showing you some of these photos, but it's okay. Oh my gosh, that's my sister-in-law. Look how young we used to be. It's me at a family reunion. It's me and my friend Josie. I've not spoken to her since probably 2 years after I moved to Indiana. And I cannot find her on any social media or anything, so I don't know what happened to her. Anyway. I think that was it. Oh, here's a picture of my sister-in-law, me, and Caitlin, my niece. Me and my brother. Now we're getting to a little too old. All right. Let me grab the next book. Okay, so these next couple clips are going to be spliced together a little bit because it's too glare, like the paper is too matte and the pictures are too glary that you just can't see it through the camera, so I'm going to have to show you this way. But that's me. I fell asleep in a chair. Here's me. I was dancing with this little boy. I don't remember who he is, but I'm sure if I was to post this on Facebook, I could get a name for you. It was probably one of the little boys whose mom worked with my mom at the mess hall. So, again, if you're watching this and this is you, comment down below. Alright, so I don't know if you can see. This is what it's looking like. I just don't want to keep pulling out all the pictures, but that's me and my brother at Easter. I don't know the year. We're just gonna flip through this. This was in Germany, by the way. Actually, I have them marked. So this was my 4th birthday. My mom made all of our cakes, by the way. So that's 4th birthday. That was my cake. That's a popple for all of you young'uns that don't know what a popple is. You can find popples, but they're not like they were in the 80s. So I'm just gonna throw that out there. I think that was really it for that. That's just some birthday opening stuff. All right, so yeah, let me flip to the next marked one. This is, ooh, let me take this one out because you can't really see it. Oh, anyway, this is my Cricut doll. I was so excited. I know it doesn't, you can't tell on my face, but if you don't know what a Cricut doll is, it's a doll that she talks, she stands up, she doesn't walk or anything like that, but she talks. She's probably like 2 foot tall, so she's a big, oh, here she is right here. That's Cricut. I was so excited to get her, you have no idea. So anyway, next marked photo. Gonna move y'all. This is my photo. I think that just says it all. Someone gave me a big lollipop and I'm not mad about it. All right, next photo. You guys are getting a little behind the, I don't know what's wrong with this stupid thing. And uh-oh, it doesn't look like it stayed, whatever it was. Something came out. Oh, here we go. This is my 5th birthday. I don't know why I don't remember asking for a Garfield cake. But there's literally 5 candles on it and I have a present next to me. My brother might be able to tell me because I don't remember having a Garfield cake. I feel like that was my dad's cake and maybe I threw a fit or something and they put candles back on it for me. because I honestly don't remember having a Garfield cake, or maybe we had a joint party, me and my dad. I don't know, because as you can see, the Garfield cake's still in the background and I'm still opening photos, but I honestly don't remember wanting a Garfield cake. I don't know. If anyone in my family is watching and you remember me asking for a Garfield cake, please remind me. Here's Halloween. One year I dressed up as a housewife or something like that, grandma maybe, I don't remember. Trust me, we did have the scary mask costumes as well. I just can't find any photos of those, or I would show you guys. Here's Christmas one year. You're gonna have to tell me, if you have children, do they hold the gifts upside down? Because that wasn't the only one I held upside down. I used to just hold the presents upside down. I got a grocery cart that year. I got my Barbie Ferrari. Yep, I was spoiled, guys. What else did I get? Oh, you know what? Let me see if I can find a photo of it. I know I got it. Right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But did you ever get these when you were younger? They're books, right? But they come with cassette tape and it reads the book to you. So I used to love those things. My mom used to get them for me all the time. And then apparently I had a knitting kit. Oops, you guys can't see crap. Apparently I had a Barbie knitting kit. And then this is the Libby Lee paper doll, sticker doll things. If you're my age, you'll remember a lot of this stuff. This thing I love. Oh, you guys can't see it. Jesus Christ. This was a Fisher-Price cake decorating thing. I loved this thing. I absolutely loved making like wedding cakes and stuff like that. It was awesome. And then that one must have fell off because none of these pictures would be marked. Okay, next. All right, now that we're getting closer to the end, the genius in me decided to raise my computer chair up so that I could see what I'm showing you better. But this is me. Okay. That's me. I should have turned the lights off in here. That's me as a baby. All right. That's my mom. Let me zoom y'all back out. Oh, okay, there's a couple pictures of me. Here's me with a bag of Tootsie Pops. You guys, if you know my mom, you know we would always have Tootsie Pops. I love Tootsie Pops. My mom loved Tootsie Pops. So there's that. But then there's me. Whoops. This is cake at some dude. I think his name was Mark. I saw it earlier in the book. I kind of had to pull these photos and put them. But yeah, am I not cute? Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna lie, I was a cute baby. I don't know what happened. All right, this is a book of core memories and rewards and stuff like that I decided to show you. This book is a little bit better for wear. I should mention to you guys, we moved a lot. My dad was in the military, so we did move a lot, and a lot of things got messed up, destroyed, lost. So, including pictures, and it is what it is. I have memories of it in my head. There are things I could tell you about my life that you would never see in a picture. So, you know, that's, you know, I think pictures help you to remember, but I don't think I don't think they should be the only way you remember, if that makes any sense. Anyway, so I scratched, this used to say, yes, you can in Girl Scouts. I was in Girl Scouts for a few years, and then one of the leaders really pissed me off and I quit. So I scratched it off and put life because this was a flyer that we used to have. Anyway, this is a certificate award from 3rd grade for social studies, outstanding achievement. Who would have thought I would have ever gotten an outstanding achievement in social studies? But this was also in Texas, not Georgia. And I did much better in school in Texas than I did in Georgia. I don't know if that says anything about the school systems in Georgia, but I don't know. Anyway, this is me. We went to a horse farm. I actually got to ride this horse that I am so lovingly petting. We were walking around the stables getting used to our horse, and there happened to be a newspaper person there that took a picture of me because, you know, he must have just thought I looked perfect. I don't know. I'm not trying to be this way, guys. Anyway, here's a reading certificate. That makes more sense for me than social studies, but I also got a reading certificate also in Texas. Merit list. This one was from 94. Blankenship was also, nope, that's Georgia. So Ashworth Middle School. So that was me. I was on the merit list. Maybe my schooling just went down when I got to Indiana. I think that's what happened. Anyway, I got a certificate in French. Wow. 6th grade. This is from our fall concert. It has, I think I'm on the back. Nope, I'm right there. So, yep, these are the songs we sang. We sang The Thing, I Want to Be a Sailor, Grand Old Flag, Little Lamb, As Long as I Have Music, Laudamus Te, Cross the Wide Missouri, I Am America, and Child of the Universe. I love that song. I could still sing it to you guys today, but I'm not going to. Then I got a great effort for work habits during the week in chorus. Student of the week. Oh my Lord. Student of the week. That student of the week was out of the whole entire school, by the way. The whole entire school. That was our principal, Faye Darby. She was an awesome principal. Anyway, I got student of the week. Here is our academic honors thing. I believe this is from, I did get something. I can't remember what I got though, but there was an award ceremony. Anyway, merit award again for Ashworth Middle School, and basically the merit was for 80 or above. So here is another choral concert. I actually used 2 brochures because my name was on a different page. I have 3 and 4 because I can't remember. Oh, 3 is festival singers and 4 is honors course. I was in honors course and festival. Anyway, so, and then in, again, Ashworth Fall Concert. I don't have the names on, we must not have had names listed this time. Anyway, those are all the songs we sang. Certificate of Achievement Award for Home Ec in 98. These are letters. This is a letter one of my friends wrote me because I was moving. And this is the thing I made for my birthday party. Then these are just some of the things I made before I moved in computer class. So this was the original design I did, and before I put it on the computer. Here is another certificate from middle school. Oh, this was my graduation certificate. I didn't ever take that down. And that's it. So, yep, those are all my younger childhood achievements. Sorry I don't have anything for my husband, but I didn't grow up with him. We actually did not meet until we were already adults. So, anyway, next question. All right, that was fun. So, her last question is, what does your husband do for work? Well, I'm not going to be super specific on this. I will just let you know he is a general manager of a store. I don't want to, because if I give too many specifics, I've already said where I live. So if I give too many specifics, you can pretty much figure out where he works. And just for his privacy, you know, I'd rather just not say it. If you guys figure it out, that's on you guys for being, you know, those little sleuth detective people. But I'm not going to tell you exactly where he works. Just know he's a general manager for a store. Next question is from Judith Wormer 7747. She says, may I ask why Mischief is sick? I'm praying he gets better. I just lost my cat to cancer and it has broken my heart. Again, I know I already said I'm sorry for your loss, but I am really sorry that you had to go through that. Losing a pet is one of the hardest things. So I completely understand. I have lost, you know, a dog and a cat. I've lost many cats in my life and many dogs in my life. So, but most recently, the ones that I was most attached to, I have lost. And so, yeah. But Mischief he was blocked. I don't know the right word for it, but he was blocked. Like, he was not peeing and his bladder was super full and tight. It's luckily I took him in when I did, because they said that it's something that can kill him pretty fast. And unfortunately, we didn't have the money to do the full treatment for him, but we had enough to where they put in a catheter for 24 hours to drain him and sent him home with antibiotics. I have pain medicine and anxiety medicine that just you can give him to relax. I stopped giving him the pain medicine like the very next day, because he was just so looped, like he didn't hardly ever move. And so I'm like, well, he's never gonna go eat or go to the bathroom or anything like that if he's drugged up all the time. So I stopped giving him the medicine, the pain medicine. I've only given the anxiety medicine once And that he did pee. I told you guys about that in one of my last vlogs. People are so rude around here. They act like this is a drag strip, and it's not. Anyway, and then he's still got 1 or 2 more doses of the antibiotics. But anyway, he has been peeing. I think he's leaking, to be honest with you, or I don't think he realizes he's peeing, because there's been a couple of times he has peed on the couch again. So I've kept the upholstery cleaner close by so I can clean it up. I'm not mad about it, because you know he still has like trouble standing up. It's really weird. He's just not the same cat. And I've switched him. I've been giving him wet food for the most part. We just recently bought some urinary food, and I've been mixing it with his old dry food, because I want to not give him that anymore, because I read that it can cause blockages in cats. And so I put him on urinary food. We're gonna try that. After I finish the mix, I just did a small mix. Once we finish that, I'll give him just straight urinary tract food, and I'm still giving him wet food every now and then as well. I did see him go into the kitchen and drink water yesterday for the first time. Not saying that's the first time he's drank water, but that's the first time I actually seen him drinking water. And my husband's gonna check today, I think, because it's trash day. So he's gonna check to see if he's been peeing in the litter box. I know he's pooed, because I can definitely see the poo in the litter, like when we go into the litter box, but I can never tell if he peed. My husband said he'll be able to tell if he peed. So there's that. But yeah, he had a blockage, and unfortunately they told me it happens to about 90% of male cats, that some point in their life they get blocked. A lot of times when they get blocked, the owners don't really realize it, and so they just end up passing from the owners think from just passing, right? But there's usually signs, which I have over there, but I don't feel like getting up to get it. So, but yeah, yeah, it was scary. Like, I noticed he was not acting himself. Luckily, I'm home all the time, so I know how he acts. I know his characteristics. I know all of that, and so I was able to tell he was just not right. And so I called my husband. I said, it's not right. He's not acting right. He called some vets, and every vet told him to go to the emergency hospital. So we went to the emergency hospital, and I honestly saw $5,000 and thought we were going to have to euthanize him, because I could not afford that. I really could not afford that. And I don't think he's out of the woods quite yet. I'm hoping he gets better. Like, I'm hoping he gets back to his normal self. He's still pretty young. He is only 9 years old. So yeah, we got him the same year we got married. And so he's still really young, because cats can live to be almost 20 years old or more. So I'm hoping he's going to get back to normal. I've already said that, but we don't know at this point, and we can all just pray that he continues to get better. All right, next question is from Autumn Soul Lane. She says, oh fun, what is your favorite childhood Christmas movie, and what is your best Christmas memory? So we'll start with the favorite childhood Christmas movie. And I don't have just one, so I'll name my favorites from childhood. When I say childhood, I mean like 0 to, let's do 0 to 8. All right, so just even every year to this day, I still watch all of these movies. So really 0 to now. But um, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, the original claymation ones, by the way, not any of these crappy remake craps. Year Without a Santa Claus, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Little Drummer Boy, and the original Grinch, and then also A Charlie Brown Christmas. I watch those every single year without fail. Those were movies that I think even my mom watched when she was little. At least I know the Charlie Brown Christmas was something they watched, because I don't know if it was when they were little or just before she had us. But what else? Oh, we always had to watch A Christmas Story. I don't know when that came out, but we had to watch that every year. It's not one of my favorites, but it was my mom's favorite, and so even to this day I still watch it every single year. um but yeah, that's movies. I You can't go wrong with the classics. I don't know why my husband doesn't like them though. I could tell because I sat here, I found them on YouTube. It's the only place I could find them. I still haven't been able to find A Year Without a Santa Claus. That's my absolute, not absolute favorite one, but that's one of my favorite ones out of the ones I just named, and I couldn't find that one, which is sad, because it has the Heat Miser and the, is it Snow Miser? Oh my god. Is it I'm Mr. Snow Miser? Frost Miser? Anyway, it's got the two Miser brothers. And so it's one of my favorites, but I haven't been able to find it to watch for free. I found it to watch for $3.99. I refuse to pay for it. I refuse. Anyway, what is your best Christmas memory? And this is gonna sound really bad, because I do love my younger brother. Okay, so just let me throw that out there. I do love my younger brother, and I'm so happy he's here. But favorite Christmas memories would be basically every Christmas I remember in Germany. And that's because we did so much during the Christmas season. There were parties and concerts and all sorts of things going on. And we lived in I don't know if it was a complete military apartment area or if it was mainly military, but I know I went to an Americanized school. So I don't know. My dad said we didn't live on an army base, but I know for a fact there was a PX, a commissary, and an Aldi's, which I know Aldi's is German, so that, but right down the road from our apartment. But we lived in an apartment complex, and everyone I know and everyone I went to school with was military. So I know we at least went to maybe a military owned school. I don't know. But yeah, we did so much at Christmas. It was just great. It was just like the happiest time of the year, and it could be that I was a child, and it was just so magical. I just remember being surrounded by friends and family. Well, our army family, and I don't know, it was something magical about it, and it just wasn't the same when we moved back to the States. And that probably sounds really bad, because we were actually back in the States where we could go visit our actual family, and I don't know, it's not as magical. It wasn't as magical, and I don't know. I love my family. I do. All of my extended family. I love everyone. It's just it wasn't the same. Christmas was not the same once we moved back to the States. And maybe the war had something to do with that, but I don't know. It just I still loved Christmas. It just wasn't as magical and memorable as it was in Germany. I just remember like all of people, we would either go to someone's house or they would come to our house and we'd have like a party. All the guys would play well, not all the, not just the guys, but they would play cards or games or something along the lines, and kids would just be having fun, and it was just great. And it wasn't just Christmas. We did it for birthdays. We did it for Easter. We did it for, I think, Thanksgiving. We had big things with a lot of people. And I think one year we actually went to the mess hall for Thanksgiving because like everyone was there. That might have been Christmas dinner. I don't know. I know we went there for a big holiday at the mess hall, and it was all decorated, and we all had like this whole mess hall was like full of military families, and it was great. I don't know. I think that's the one thing. My dad might have different opinion of the military, obviously because he served, but that was my favorite part of being a military brat, is just the family you get from the army. And it was never the same after Germany. We lived in a neighborhood with a bunch of army people in Texas as well, but we didn't all get of course, again, the war, because the Gulf War was happening then. Hold on. But yeah, the Gulf War was happening then, and so Christmas really, like the first year, I think it was the first year we lived in Texas, was just not great because none of our, like almost all of us were missing at least one of our parents. And you know, of course you had the bullies at school that were just there to break your spirits. Like there's one girl, her dad was like a higher up or something like that, but I don't know where she got her information, but she came to school and she told a bunch of people that their parents were never coming home, that they were going to die. And I just remember going home in tears. I cried all night long because this girl told me my dad was going to die, and I just, you know, that wasn't around Christmas though, but so I don't know why I told you that story. But anyway, it wasn't the same when we got back to the States. It really wasn't. And then the war ended and everyone came home, and I don't know, we moved to Georgia shortly after that. And then my dad became a truck driver. Well, first he owned a co-owned a computer store, and after that he started driving for a trucking company, and then we hardly ever saw him. And it just, the holidays were not the same since Germany. You know, they weren't. And now they're bitter, not bittersweet. I would say it's a different kind of Christmas these days, because now we don't have my mom. And so it's just different. I don't want to say it's sadder. It's more empty, if that makes any sense. For me, at least. I can't speak for the rest of my family, but for me, it's more empty. It's an emptier Christmas. Like, maybe it's because the joy part of my heart is gone. Maybe my mom was my joy. I don't know. I've lost a lot of joy since my mom passed away, and I haven't gotten it back. And Christmas, is the one time of year that usually brings the joy back. But this year, I don't know what's wrong with me this year. It's just, there's no joy. There's just no joy this year. And I don't know why. I really don't know why. I'm hoping when I get up with my family, maybe that'll change my mood, but it could just be because of what Mischief's going through. It changed my mood a lot. I'm afraid of losing him, and it's just something I don't want to deal with. So I don't know, but that's it, guys. That's my Q&A. That was the last question. So again, if you have any other questions, like I said, if I get enough of them, I'll do another Q&A, either at the end of this year or the very beginning of 2025, and we'll answer more questions. But I need to get more than one or two, okay? This was a great Q&A, guys. I really did enjoy this, and I hope you enjoyed it too, because I like Q&As. Not that I like to talk about myself, but I like to answer questions people genuinely have about me without me having to just talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how to explain it. I like Q&A. I like to answer questions people actually want to know. How about that? Rather than just randomly chit-chatting about myself, you know, because then I'm like, well, do they even care? Do they want to know all this crap? But so I don't know. I like Q&As. They're easier videos for me to record. Definitely easier videos for me to edit. So, you know, I don't mind them. Sorry. But I don't even know what time it is. I haven't even eaten lunch. It's already 3 o'clock. Jesus Christ. I won't be eating lunch. I'll be cooking dinner soon. So, I might get more coffee then. So, but anyway, you will see this after I'm already in Indiana, but I will be leaving in a week for Indiana. And I'm not even ready for it. I still need to pack. I have to finish tidying up the house. There's so much to do. So much to do, so little time. Oh, I needed to do laundry. Okay, I have to go do laundry before I can do anything else today. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna shut up now. I'm gonna let you guys go. If you liked this video, give a thumbs up, comment down below. If you have any more questions for me, like I said, if I get enough, I will do another Q&A. If I don't get enough, I'll just answer them below. And then what else? You know what I miss, real quick before we officially end it? YouTube used to have where you could do video comments. I miss that. I miss that you could leave video comments. You used to be able to do video comments and video replies. They took that feature away. It sucks. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, guys. I will talk to you next time. Bye.
Now this Christmas, we're gonna dance.
We're gonna dance, dance, dance,
Come on.
dance. We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time. Dance, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song.